Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. I want to take this video to cover some news I'm sure most of you guys are abundantly aware about at this stage of the game, but that is the shutdown of Google Stadia. I'm sure a lot of you guys were not the biggest Google Stadia fanatics. It seemed like it took quite a lot to get it off the ground, and it didn't seem like it really resonated at a high level with a lot of people. Obviously, they tried some things like having a subscription service that offered you games on a monthly basis. They tried to get some exclusive titles on there. Like, for example, Judgment was on Google Stadia, but it wasn't on PC until recently. So, they were definitely investing a lot into Google Stadia. I know there were some people that were super into it, but I just think, man, I know that game streaming is like a big thing that a lot of developers, or more so publishers, want to get into, and they see it as the future of gaming, much like it's been the future of a lot of other entertainment mediums. However, with gaming, I just don't think we're there yet, and I don't know if we're gonna get there anytime in the near future. I remember north of a decade ago, when I first discovered when OnLive was, and that on my like garbage like computer back in the day when like OnLive was around, I was like, oh my god, I could literally play Batman Arkham Asylum. And then like I signed up for it and I was like, oh my god, this is the future, and I'm literally playing Batman Arkham Asylum with like the craziest input lag that was ever imaginable. But I was like so like just into the idea of game streaming, and this is like when I was literally like 13, 14 years old, so I was like completely an idiot when it came to this type of stuff. I was like, this input, who cares about the input lag? I'm streaming a game, this is the future, baby. And yeah, obviously the mystique of game streaming when you're playing with such horrendous input lag kind of like weared off after a while. But you know, comparatively speaking, the input lag I was getting playing OnLive in like 2010 versus what Google Stadia was offering to a lot of people with pretty decent internet services, obviously that's worlds different, but game streaming to me is just like, it has never really resonated with me, and PlayStation Now is something I use for a little bit, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And even then I would have, this is more recently, I had slight input delay, and I was just like, man, this is just a game-breaking experience to me, where I literally was just like, yeah bro, I'm good on this one. But as far as the news itself goes, Google will shut down Google Stadia on January 18th of 2023, the company has announced. Now, if you did buy the hardware, all purchases are being refunded that you made through the Google Store, and they will be refunded by mid-January 2023. In a blog post, it was noted, while Stadia's approach to streaming games for consumers was built on a strong technology foundation, it hasn't gained the traction with users that we expected, so we've made the difficult decision to begin winding down our Stadia streaming service. That was coming from Stadia Vice President and General Manager Phil Harrison. Harrison continued, the underlying technology platform that powers Stadia has been proven at scale and transcends gaming. We see clear opportunities to apply this technology across other parts of Google like YouTube, Google Play, and our augmented reality efforts, as well as making it available to our industry partners, which aligns with where we see the future of gaming headed. We remain deeply committed to gaming, and we will continue to invest in new tools, technologies, and platforms that power the success of developers, industry partners, cloud customers, and creators. I would have to imagine that this has to be like a ridiculous net negative for them. I get that Google has FU money, so at the end of the day, even with something like Stadia completely collapsing, and they're probably, you know, like they said, the fundamental technology is something that they're going to implement in other areas and other avenues of Google, but you know, overall, you would just have to take this as a huge L, but again, Google's got FU money, so in the long run, is this really going to affect them? Probably not, and who knows? Maybe they can parlay the technology in itself into something successful. Now, there are people that use Google Stadia pretty regularly. Like, I went on Twitter, and maybe that was my first problem, but I was looking through social media, and people were just memeing on this right out the gate. Like, I was just looking at responses to one tweet I saw, and there was a tweet, I forgot who put it out, but it was like, what was your favorite Stadia moment or something like that? And like the top response on Twitter was like making fun of it. And I'm like, come on guys, like there's probably people that play Google Stadia. Like I know it's not a lot of people, but there's some people that play Stadia regularly and they're probably really disappointed by this. I also saw like the one where somebody put like 6,000 hours into Red Dead Online on Google Stadia, but it turns out Red Dead Online on Stadia, like if you have a good internet connection, it's probably the best version to play Red Dead Online because it has dedicated service. So, like I get it, like everybody's memeing on it and everybody's like just crapping on its grave right now, but it's still a bummer because people did invest time and money into Google Stadia. Obviously, they're getting refunded. It just reminds me of like Babylon's Fall getting like shut down, and it's been like a couple months since that game has come out, and people were just memeing on it right away. But I'm just like, some people were invested into the experience. But nonetheless, like for me, like game streaming is just not something I'm interested in right now until we get to a point where it's like a rock solid service and like the value proposition is just there all around. Until then, I'm just not that into it. I should also note that there's a lot of different ways that publishers are handling this. Apparently, some publishers and developers got caught blindsided by this whole Google Stadia thing, so like, they were just like, yo, what the hell is going on? Ubisoft, they are allowing you to transfer your Stadia purchases to PC. So, it was noted, while Stadia will shut down on January 18th of 2023, we're happy to share that we're currently working to bring the games you own on Stadia to PC through Ubisoft Connect. That's coming from Ubisoft Corporate Communication Manager Jessica Roche, said in a statement, we'll have more to share regarding specific details as well as the impact for Ubisoft Plus subscribers at a later date. So, there you go with that. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I imagine that everybody was like, okay, yeah, foregone conclusion that this was ultimately going to happen. But rather than just your thoughts on Google Stadia and, yeah, meme on it, what you want, if you want, what do you guys think about game streaming as a whole? Do you guys see a platform for it going into the future? Or are you of the mindset that, like, when you experienced game streaming, it was still, kind of well ahead of its time and we're not ready for that yet? Again, on live, that was like over a decade ago where I was playing Batman Arkham Asylum and I had the craziest input lag and I was like, this is the future, baby. And yeah, at this point, it don't look like this gonna be the future, at least not anytime in the near future. I think the future that we're looking at, as far as gaming goes within the next 10 years, is like us doing away with the physical medium of gaming and everybody downloading games. Because, yeah, while on consoles it's becoming more prevalent to download your games, it's still not something everybody does. Not everybody is downloading their games, and I foresee that being where we're going. 5 to 10 years, everybody's downloading games on every platform. Subscription services are, the top bread earners, and maybe not everybody's dropping $60 to $70 on games. You're signing up to your Game Passes, your PlayStation Plus Extras of the world, everything like that. Like, that's where I see the next 10 years going, rather than, game streaming really getting off the ground. But who knows? Microsoft is super invested into it. I know Sony's super invested into it. So, they're going to try to make it work. They probably see a lot of lucrative possibilities from game streaming as a whole. So, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.